Boys and girls, for this assignment, you're going to need your pencil and your journal. So go ahead and pause the video while you quickly go grab those two things. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and open your journal to the next clean page. And what I need you to do on one side, it doesn't matter which side, whatever your empty side happens to be, we're going to number it from 1 to 6. So you can watch as I do mine up here. So I'm going to start over here on this side. And I'm going to put a 1 and a dot. I'm going to skip a little space. I'm not going to put my 2 right up here because I want to have space to write some things. So I'm going to go down maybe about 1 or 2 blue lines. I'm going to put the number 2 in the period. Skip a little bit of space. I'm going to put a 3 in the period. Skip a little space. I'm going to put a 4. Skip a little bit of space, put a 5. And skip some space and put a 6. So if you want to pause, you can pause and you can go ahead and number your journal from 1 down to 6, leaving some space because next to each number, we are going to be writing some. Okay, so now we are looking at 2 pages here. I've got a page of words and then a page where I had my journal numbered. And so we're going to go through together. And up at the top, I have some words that have the long I and the magic silent E at the end, along with some pictures to help me figure out what the words are. So I want us to go through. Let's look at each word. We're going to try and read each word together. So F-I-V-E. So think about the E. It's making the I say its name. So we have 5. And so you see 5 fingers. 5. Then here, T-I-D-E. The E is making the I say its name. Tide. Tide. So this is like a wave, like a tidal wave. The tide. And then we have M-I-C-E. We've got a picture here to help us. So we've got mice. P-I-N-E. The I is going to say its name. And we've got a picture of our pine tree. Pine. Bike. And then here we have some letters in front of our vowel, 3 letters in front of our vowel. And we have a picture. And so this is stripe. Stripe. So our long I words are 5, tide, mice, pine, bike, and stripe. And then we have 6 sentences here. You are not writing these sentences. You're only going to write a word in your journal. So whatever we decide to put here for number 1, you're going to be writing it by number 1 in your journal. Whatever we think the answer is for number 2, you're going to write the word, excuse me, right here by number 2. And then number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So our first sentence says, the blank ate the cheese. So I need to come up here and figure out which one of these is going to make sense. The blank ate the cheese. And I'm going to go through. I might have to read the words again to myself. I might need to try each one in the blank. I might try maybe the word bike. The bike ate the cheese. I think, no, that makes no sense. The 5 ate the cheese. So go ahead and think about what your answer is going to be. Go ahead and write it right here by number 1. You can pause at any time to give yourself more time. The blank ate the cheese. Write just the word. Pick the word up here and write it by number 1. Number 2 says, I like the shirt with the blank. And so you're going to think about which word would make sense. I like the shirt with the blank. And so for this one, I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue. I want you to think about when you wear shirts that have different types of patterns on them. Sometimes they might have polka dots. Sometimes they might have something else. And sometimes when you're looking at the shirt, it might have some lines that are going up and down, or sometimes the lines might be going across. So look up there and see if you can find the word that you think would make sense. I like the shirt with the blank. And go ahead and find your word and write it by number 2. And click pause anytime. Okay. Number 3, we ate under the blank tree. So I'm going to come up here again, try and read my words. You know, I'm talking about a certain type of tree. We ate under the blank tree. So go ahead and pause, pick your word, write it on the line. Make sure you are hitting pause because that's going to give you time to figure out what words you want and to write it. Number 4, you have blank toes on each foot. You have blank toes on each foot. So read each of your choices again. Maybe try each word in the sentence to see what makes sense. Once you decide what the word is, remember you're just writing the word. Do not write the whole sentence. You're writing the word by number 4. And you're clicking pause to give yourself enough time. Number 5, I rode to the beach on my blank. I rode to the beach on my blank. Go ahead and click pause. And then your last one might also be a little bit difficult just because you might not have knowledge about this subject, but it should be the only word you have left. So number 6 says, hi blank is at noon. Hi blank is at noon. And so it should be the last word that you have, but my clue is it has something to do with the ocean. Okay, when you're at the ocean and you see the water kind of coming up and going down. Hi blank is at noon. Remember, go ahead and click pause. Okay, and so now you're going to see me go through and put the answers so you can check. And if you miss some, that's okay. You can go ahead and fix it along with me. The blank ate the cheese. So the answer is going to be mice. M-I-C-E. The mice ate the cheese. Number 2, I like the shirt with the stripe. S-T-R-I-P-E. Stripe. Okay. We ate under the blank tree. Pine. We ate under the pine tree. P-I-N-E. Number 4, you have blank toes on each foot. 5, you have 5 toes. F-I-V-E. I rode to the I rode to the beach on my bike. B-I-K-E. Number 6, high tide is at noon. T-I-D-E. So there are your 6 words that fill in the sentences. Mice, stripe, pine, 5, bike, and tide. And if you made a few mistakes, don't worry. The more we practice things like this, the better you will get.